welcome to finally our dorm rooms. I'm Evie.
I'm Hailey.
And this is our Immortal.
Not my Immortal? Is it your Immortal? It's not your Immortal. That's because it's our Immortal.
Because we're communists now. Starting right now.
Okay. This podcast is red approved.
And you can listen to this regardless of your political opinions. Not regardless. There's definitely a strict line of you can't listen to this if you're
shitty. Just shitty, if you're shitty.
Yeah. If you're shitty, if you think that not all cops are bad, my uncle's pretty good.
Yeah, basically if you think that there are people that don't deserve to be alive or to thrive, then this is not the space for you.
This is not the podcast for you, and it is not your Immortal.
Take your ass to Joe Rogan. Take your goofy ass over to the Joe Rogan experience, experience it, and then be sad.
Is that what it's called? The little intro things. Just theme song things. Make a little cute. Ooh. Wow. There's Hailey. There's Hailey on my wall. Today on Our Immortal, we're going to be talking about something that we both care a lot about because we want to do things that we enjoy instead of what the first episode of this was.
Yeah, the past few episodes have been, we've enjoyed them. We enjoyed American Girl Dolls quite a bit when we were 8. And, today we're talking about something that we both actively consume, genuinely enjoy.
And really,
Quark factor 5,000. Quark factor 50. If this was Love Island, I would say factor 50.
I didn't watch Love Island. I watched a Travis Johnson video on it.
It's New Girl. We're talking about New Girl.
Who's that girl?
It's Jess.
It's Jess.
God, I love New Girl.
It's so
Zooey
good.
Deschanel. I kind of wore this in honor. Jess would wear, maybe if it flared out a little more and wasn't
If it flared out a little bit more, and also she lives in Los Angeles, so she wouldn't wear a turtleneck underneath. But you live
whatever. This is my Jessiest dress.
It's actively a winter blizzard storm. What is the winter storm?
Yeah, there is at least a foot of snow where I am.
There's an
New Girl.
New Girl.
When did you start watching New Girl? Because I think I started watching it way too young.
Yes, for sure, way too young. I think that my mom watched it also, which is how I watched a lot of my favorite shows that I watched way too young. A lot of sitcoms. Let's see. I feel like it had to been around 6th grade. And then we got Netflix. So it's probably I feel probably 5th, 6th grade. When did it start? Started in 2011. I literally have that written down. It started in 2011. It started September 20th, I believe.
2011? Yeah.
And so that was when we were in 5th grade.
Okay, yeah. Core Memories is watching New Girl, one of the first episodes, and Schmidt is talking to Nick, and he's like, how big is your penis? Show me your penis. And he's like, say when. And he goes, here, stop it. Oh my God, here. And I remember literally laughing until I pissed myself in 6th grade over the penis bit in New Girl.
It's a funny bit.
It's hilarious.
That whole I would say a C plot of Schmidt insisting that he find out what Nick's dick looks like is really peak comedy.
Yeah.
I recently started rewatching it because I'm making my boyfriend watch it for the first time, and he keeps asking if Schmidt is gay. And then I finally told him no. Yeah, I'd been telling him no, and then finally he was like, but he's queer-coded. And so now
he's absolutely queer-coded.
Absolutely queer-coded, and specifically...
I was gonna say, Schmidt, while being my favorite character, has a lot of shit wrong with him. They have the used to be fat trope, which is just so icky. And
He has some Jewish stereotypes, but the thing about the Jewish stereotypes at which he falls under typically are applied to women, Jewish women, with the like with his
Abby Shapiro, is that you?
Abby Shapiro is Schmidt. Now
The
we also
dynamic of this podcast is just Evie saying we're gonna have to cut this out, and me going, what? Why?
and then me cutting it out anyways, and Hailey forgetting. I cut out an entire Arrested Development bit that Hailey did in the last episode, and she didn't even notice. Welcome to Edie and Hailey are Nick and Schmidt, a segment of the podcast where we compare ourselves to the things that we're talking about. I also compared both of us to Kit Kittredge last episode, and now I'm going to compare us to Nick and Schmidt because I am very much Nick and Hailey is Schmidt, but less of a douche. She still has some moments though.
Oh, I totally have my douchey moments. I love objectifying women.
And I'm just a disaster. I'm currently living alone. My roommate is gone, and I went 4 days not talking to literally anybody that wasn't somebody I was getting food from. For 4 days.
I think that like in elementary school, we were akin to college. Nick and Schmidt, like we were equals. We were two kids with like wildly unchecked ADHD, just fucking around, you know? And as we grew into ourselves, I would say that you got sexy dad bod, so that's very Nick. I could see you being a bartender, yeah.
My dad did say several times prior to his death that I was destined to be a bartender and that I would be a bartender as soon as Shane is our 10-21.
As soon as
I turned 21.
Yeah, I can see that. You also just have the general like Jake Johnson kind of lovably depressed thing going on.
Aw, lovably.
So lovably.
Yeah, I definitely have cried while eating pizza in the shower, like in that scene from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hate bathrooms.
And I do be manic sometimes. I clean things. I wear turtleneck sweaters. That's a Schmidt thing for sure.
A Schmidt thing for sure. You had an ascot on there, and
God, I wish I had an ascot.
I could see you wearing thumb rings.
Yeah, I would.
I also hoard things, and I think that's a very Nick thing.
Yeah. If my room weren't in the process of being moved out of, I would show you my wall versus their wall, which is nothing. There is nothing on my cinder block wall besides one embroidery hoop. Well, no, I have a segment. I want you to rate the main cast of New Girl in order of sexiness.
Okay.
And then give me your hot takes.
Okay. So
vis-a-vis relation.
Okay, let's see. We did not pre-prepare this like we have every other rating, so that's gonna be fun. Number one is
Nick. No, this is off the fucking cuff.
So Nick, first of all, obviously, love Jake Johnson. If you guys have ever seen Drinking Buddies, let's speak Jake Johnson. Number two, Cece. Number three, Schmidt. Number four, Sam. Spicy, I know, to say Sam, but he does look strikingly like Nick.
Yeah, he does.
He does. Number five, we got Jess, and number six, I'm gonna do my boy Winston. Not because he's not unattractive, but just because I don't want to get in between him and Ferguson.
Yeah, I thought this was
my headphones.
I forgot that this was in order of sexiness.
That's all the characters I feel like naming. Okay. Oh wait, what's Megan Fox's Reagan? She's sexy too, also.
Reagan Fox. Winston has to be my number one.
That's
No, Nick is my number one.
Winston's
I
your number two.
love. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the middle of a rewatch, and I just watched the episode where Jess is getting turned on by him, like having his life together. And I feel like I'm the opposite. Like every time he does something fucking stupid, I'm just like, now Nick is my mwah. He's so fucking stupid. Ugh. And he's just like an old sad man. I cannot go on. Second is Winston.
The most similar to your current.
Look at him. Good with kids. That's hot.
Yeah.
Latvia. That's hot.
Yeah, sporty. Sporty, but not too sporty. I do love Winston, and I feel bad rating him so low.
Yeah. Next is Cece.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's Cece and she's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
The only model. Coach. Coach is next.
I forgot about Coach. Yeah.
You did forget about Coach, and I am fully on the Coach train. I love him so much.
It's because I'm rewatching, and my rewatch, I'm on season 2, so he's not back yet.
Yeah, what season does he get back?
Oh, no fucking clue. It's when Jess is working at the high school. At the high school, she's the principal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and because he.
Yeah.
At his high school.
Who am I forgetting? Schmidt has to be on the bottom. I don't care for him.
I do.
I think he's a funny man. Funny Schmidt man.
You remember when he gets his dick broken and he has like the scruff and the glasses?
The scruff and the glasses do improve it, but he doesn't have the scruff and the glasses all the time, so that's nothing. Stricken from the record.
Which characters look the most like our boyfriends?
Yes, Sam. Here we go. Which characters what?
Look the most like our boyfriends. None of them, I don't think. Our boyfriends look like
Jess looks like your boyfriend just in terms of fashion sense. Like, Griffin is man Jess because he do be dressing quirkily.
Yeah, but Will is still Winston because I think that they own that same bird shirt.
He's like a mixture of Winston and Nick, I feel like, because he very often just wears t-shirts and jeans, and that's a classic Jake Johnson look.
And then fashion-wise, I think that you are closest to Jess, and I also wear jeans a lot, but they're emo.
I think you're closer to Jess.
Really? Well, I don't wear dresses or skirts that often.
Yeah, less of the dresses, but more of general vibe, you know? Mm-hmm. You're like a more androgynous Jess.
I do wear a lot of black skinny jeans, which none of them wear.
Yeah.
I wear like exclusively.
You know what? That is a startling truth that you've come upon. None of the New Girl cast is emo enough.
None of them wear. I dress like. Do you remember that episode of After Hours where they compare each other to Seinfeld, and Michael's like Kramer, Elaine, and Turtle from Entourage for some reason? That's us, where it's like. And Ovid from Community for some reason. Because I wear a lot of
Hell film. Yeah.
I'm wearing a sweater right
now. I dress like Elaine from Seinfeld.
Part of me wants to exclusively dress like it's the 90s, and the other part of me just wants to exclusively wear super yaki. And guess which side wins out? Today's the first day of like yaki. This episode has been sponsored by Super Yaki. It's not, but I would love that.
Anyway.
Let's talk about
Super Yaki. I'm not kidding. Call us Super Yaki. Super Yaki, if you're free, we are free any day for you. We love you, and we will buy your t-shirts and endorse them
so much.
And we love you.
Mine today. I spent like $200.
Evie gave me a Super Yaki shirt for Christmas.
I did. I spent over $200 at their store last year.
That is a problem, actually.
No, it's not, because I did get you and Griffin gifts, and it was spread out over the year.
Super Yaki, they spent $200 at your store. You're probably still afloat because of them.
I'm the whole reason that they were able to commit their lives to this story. Anyway, let's get into talking about
We don't even want a sponsorship. We just want an acknowledgement.
We just want, like, I don't even want a sponsorship.
We want a little kiss. We want a little kiss on the forehead, Super Yaki. Super Yaki, give us a little kiss on the forehead.
Super Yaki, how many followers do I have to collab with you guys? Because I want to so desperately bad. I have some ideas. Hit me up.
And they have a lot of leftist Twitter followers, so...
Let's talk about New Girl fanfiction.
New Girl fanfiction. You better keep this Super Yaki interlude in.
Oh, I 1000% will. I'll edit it down so it makes more sense, but I will. Here are my notes for today. There are lots of them, which I wasn't expecting. So Hailey brought this topic up. Hailey's the one who brought this to the table, not I.
Well, it's just something that we both, like, enjoy.
Yeah, not the fanfiction, the subject. I have not looked into fanfiction.
This is my first New Girl fanfiction experience, and I have to say...
I was shocked.
Yeah, I am. I'm kind of surprised at the volume that there is.
So there's 725 works, which is not
on AO3 as always, because we don't fuck with fanfiction.net, Wattpad.
I would never set foot on Wattpad. It doesn't make any sense to me. So they date. Also, AO3 is an archive, so it has the most comprehensive list. So it's dating back to 2011, literally 3 weeks after the pilot air date. So it aired on the 20th, and I believe that the first one was on the 18th of the following month. The first ships were Nick and Jess before they even got together. So spoilers for New Girl. Nick and Jess get together. It's been off the air for several years.
Yeah.
Nick and Jess end up together in the end.
Going into this podcast, you should know that something is going to get spoiled.
Obviously.
Be it the plot of a show or book, your appetite, like whatever, it's getting spoiled.
So at the end of the show, and they have an on and off again relationship. Well, but they first kiss in season 2. People were shipping them in season 1 from the very beginning.
Well, I think they have a very clear arc.
Yeah.
At least from the beginning before we get into the on again, off agains.
Yeah, and also Jess's first boyfriend, Sam, looks exactly like Nick. This is something when I started my rewatch with Griffin, I texted Hailey, first of all, Sam is really hot. Secondly, he looks exactly but taller. The most recent was literally today, or not today, yesterday. Actually, I didn't check today. It could have been today. So
yeah,
when I was
there's an active fan base.
Yeah. So when I first did my research, this was on the 2nd of February, there was one posted that day. When I was towards the end of my research, there was one dated the 3rd, and it was February 2nd at 9 p.m. So it's like a thing. I'm sure that there's probably one today or yesterday.
Certainly.
Here are the top tags. Fluff, alternative universe, canon divergence. I was pretty happy with the canon of everybody.
Canon divergence in a show like New Girl is so funny to me, because what even is the canon? Like, it's literally
all of the ships,
the epitome of the just people talking to each other genre.
Yeah, it's very interesting that that's like there's 53 works in canon divergent alternate, not just the alternate universe, canon divergent alternate universe.
Yeah, like what are you gonna change?
You're gonna make it so Nick and Jess don't end up together? You're gonna make it so Winston and Schmidt end up together? Why would you do that? They're both
as they should,
right, with their wives. If anything, Nick and Schmidt should end up together.
No, Schmidt and Winston, sorry, they're besties, they're bros, they're buddies.
Winston and Cece have that a Winston and Cece mess around, and I wouldn't want Schmidt and Winston to get in the way of that.
I am immutable on this subject. Continue.
Romance, alternate universe. Now that's just like a vague tag, so it could be like one of the crossovers. Alternate Harry Potter universe. There were like 10 Harry
There
Potter
are
use.
so many crossovers.
So many crossovers. I'll get to that though. Angst, friendship, humor, one shot, smut, and established relationship. Uh, then we got the top ships: Jess and Nick, Cece and Schmidt, Jess and Nick. That's not Jess slash Nick. Jess and Nick is like a friendship thing. So that's the ampersand. And Winston slash Allie, Reagan slash Nick, Nick slash Schmidt, Jess and Cece, Nick and Schmidt, Winston and Nick,
I am highly surprised
and
at the
Jess
lack of
slash Sam.
I'm very highly surprised at the lack of Jess slash CC
I
content.
know.
Because as like all of the woo people that I know that enjoy New Girl like are on that train, and it's a
Yeah.
goddamn lot. Like there are so many woo
This is a very straight fandom, is something I noticed.
Yeah, I think it is just a really straight fandom, which is wild because it's also a very bisexual fandom.
It's a very bisexual show, and all of the characters feel queer coded. So let's get into the rating breakdown, my favorite part. 256 are rated T, 247 are rated G, 112 are rated M, 68 are rated E. Very low for a fandom, I feel like.
You want to
And
run us through what those mean?
for the two are unrated. T is for teen, G is for general audience, M is mature, E is explicit, and unrated is unrated. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're like super explicit, that this is unrated. They just chose not to read it.
Wow.
There's a fic, the first fic, that's tagged CC Myers, which does in fact link to CC Parikh, the actual name, which is I think is interesting because she's never called Myers before. Um,
Never.
and so I don't know where they came up with Myers. CC Myers, Cecilia Myers, I think is just fascinating. And for the first fan fiction to say that is exciting, I think. Let's see what else we got. 0.08% crossover. That's the ratio of crossover to fanfiction. I believe that there is 58 crossovers in the 700.
That's not much.
It felt like a lot looking through it. Then we got one fic had a college and political AU, a college AU and a political AU, which I
Political AU?
college AU and a political AU all in one fic, which is interesting. Oh, and of course, Jessica Knight and Julius Pepperwood / Julius Pepperwood, of course, which if you don't know is for our characters from Nick's book that he writes in the latter seasons.
Oh,
That he bases
so
on
good.
Jess, and it's so cute. Also, in 2016, there were a lot with Sam. Specifically in 2016, I had like a spike in ones with Sam. Do with that information what you will. I'm not sure what happened there. I think that was like the second time they got together, but that was like a rocky time for like their relationship. I think that's interesting. Also, we're gonna talk about warnings because this one is fascinating to me. But of course, I will be mentioning things that could be triggering to some people, so skip ahead. I'll put a little time mark to when we finish talking about warnings. 5 fics in this fandom are tagged underage. The characters are full-grown adults, and some of these are explicit. Like some of them are rated T, but a few of them are rated E,
Huh?
why would you de-age characters to write smut about them? That's so weird.
And why New Girl? What the fuck?
I
The
don't know.
whole point of it is that they're like struggling adults.
Yeah, the whole point is that they're like they're their late 20s, early 30s. Like that's the whole point of the show. But you decide to de-age them, put them in high school to write smut about them? I I so some other tags that are kind of gross also. There's one tagged rape slash non-con, um, which is interesting. And I kind of wanted to look into like why, but also at the same time, no, I did not. Then we got 12
Well, I
tagged.
mean, that is unfortunately like a really large chunk of the genre of fan fiction is non-consensual sex, and there's a whole lot to get into there.
Yeah. Based on the
That I don't
content,
feel qualified to talk about.
based on the contents of the show, I would like to believe that that is the characters dealing with the aftermath of an assault because that I feel like
Yeah, because that would be sunshine and roses, and I want to read a fan fiction written by a 12-year-old probably about that. I'm sure that would
well,
have a really nuanced take, actually.
I feel like that's the best case scenario of that tag of that warning. Then we got 12 rated character death. Interesting. Uh, six
Interesting.
graphic depictions of violence. Okay. And then 194 creator chose not to use warnings, and 533 no warnings. Um, welcome back, all who decided to skip that. It's probably for the best. It was weird. Then
Yeah, it's never actually very fun to delve deep into the depravity. Um,
yeah, it's kind of just sad. The most popular fic is from 2013, and it has
which sounds
1200.
about right. That's like New Girl peak.
Yeah, there were a lot in 2013. It had 1,240 kudos, 2,800, 28,116 hits, 92 comments, and 5,046 words, and it was just pure smut.
Of course it was.
Of course, it was.
That's
Um,
like that's all that New Girl fan fiction is, because all of the character dynamics that you could like possibly imagine have been explored
yeah.
in like some small facet of the show. So all you really need to say is that you're horny for Nick, and there you go. You've already hit the ground running.
The top three are all from 2013. Um, in my notes, I wrote, "Holy shit!" Since I started taking notes, another one has been posted. It has the lowest kudos because it was just posted. And at the second lowest is an absolute buck wild fic, which I'm gonna read you the tags about real quick, and then we'll move on to reading some actual fan fiction in a minute. So here, I have it has its own sticky notes. So it's a crack crossover fic with. I'm gonna read you all
Oh,
of them.
good.
I'm gonna read you all of the fandoms listed. Actor RPF, Real Person Fiction, Fandom, The Vampire Diaries, Castile series by VC Andrews, Evil TV 2019, New Girl, Outlander TV, The Bud House, The Loud House, The Loud House cartoon, Lab Rats 2012, Mighty Men, Lab Rats Elite Force,
Lab Rats, as in the Disney show.
and Mighty Men as in the Disney show, and Lab Rats Elite Force, Mistress TV 2015, The Originals TV, Legacies TV 2018. That's all of the fandoms included in this one fan fiction. It's less than 2,000 words, and they say that every character from above mentioned shows is in there. So I didn't click on it because in my heart I want to believe that it is just them listing all of these characters and nothing else. Because how else could you fit all of that into in under 2,000 words.
I was gonna say that this is like people's Spotify playlists. That's just every single song that they've ever heard that they kind of like
Yeah,
all into one, just the general one.
yeah,
But this is like
you can
one
say that.
second of every Spotify song that you've ever. It's like a day.
Of all the songs that you've ever listened to. All right, we're now going to take a little pretend ad break because we're not sponsored yet. Super Yaki. You know it. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about what Hailey will
And
read.
be wearing different clothes.
And we will be wearing different clothes, maybe. Who knows? See you in a moment. And we are back. It has been milliseconds for you, but an undisclosed amount of time for us, and we are wearing different clothes. This is actually a Super Yaki shirt.
Speaking of, I am wearing a mask because I'm in a public space and you should still be doing that.
Yes, pandemic.
So I apologize for any dip in audio quality.
That's just
but I'm doing my social responsibility, so fuck you. Okay, done. I'm going to walk us through a particularly Buck Wild fan fiction that I found that is only marginally related to the topic, but whatever. This is my podcast halfway, and I can do whatever I want half of the time. So, yeah. I am beholden to none but myself and also you. So this is called New Girl. It's by Mooney Daydream on Archive of Our Own. And let me just read you some of the relationships. Kylo Ren / reader, Kylo Ren / you, Ben Solo / reader, Ben Solo / you, Matt the radar technician / reader, Matt the radar technician / you, Putterman / Finn. Thoughts already?
Yeah.
Different iterations of Adam Driver all in one thing. And I know you're immediately thinking, is the reader going to move into an apartment with 3 different iterations of Adam Driver? And the answer is yes, of course.
Why that is not
anything else? Oh, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, just some, I don't know, but it certainly wasn't that.
Nope, but it is a New Girl AU, and this person wants you to know that Ben Solo is Schmidt.
Okay, sorry, so Ben Solo and Kylo Ren are 2 different characters?
Yeah, oh yeah, and if you haven't seen SNL's skit, there was an episode that Adam Driver hosted where he played someone named Matt the radar technician on Starkiller Base, played by Adam Driver.
Undercover, because it was an undercover boss.
Yeah, so it literally still is Kylo Ren, but it's just Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, and Matt the radar technician are Nick, Schmidt, and Winston.
If you didn't know, if you haven't seen Star Wars, Ben Solo is Kylo Ren. That's his given name by his parents, Han Solo and Leia. Just a fun fact. They are exactly the same. No character differences.
No, none. 0. So let me ask you, who would you assign who, knowing that these are all the same person?
Well, you already said that Ben Solo is Schmidt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that I would have to go with Kylo Ren as coach. Because I think that based on the characterization of the fans' version of Kylo Ren, he is the most similar to Coach in that he's like, he can yell, he can get mad sometimes, but he's
baby so soft. He's baby.
Yeah, he's baby so soft.
I literally will never stop thinking about that one tweet that's like, I'm gonna start tweeting about American artists the way some of y'all do K-pop stans. And there's a picture of like a tiny little paw print in the snow, and it's like, who did this? And then it's a picture of fucking DJ
Mad.
Khaled saying, me,
Wait.
I did this.
We've seen the Mads Mikkelsen version, but not the DJ Khaled version.
No, the DJ Khaled version is fucking horrifying.
What if I talk about like non pop singer Korean people, like the two K-pop artists? I make a fan account for Bong Joon-ho. That's just like a K-pop fan account.
I fucking guarantee you that exists. So
for sure.
We're moving on. I think that this fan fiction is emblematic of like a really horrifying time. It was written in 2016. Yeah, well, a horrifying time when everyone was really, really horny for Adam Driver. And I don't begrudge anyone that, but just like, it seems so out of left field to me.
I never particularly saw any interest in Adam Driver, and also I've never, ever seen any interest in Kylo Ren at all, because he seems like a terrible person and has no redemption whatsoever. And also I hated him and Rey, and it filled me with such anger that people shipped them together. Okay, spoilers for the last Star Wars movie,
which I haven't seen, but it's fine.
You have Disney Plus.
I don't wanna. Everyone says it's bad. Why would I subject myself to that?
You watched the prequels.
Those have their merit. This isn't the Star Wars episode. Continue.
Let me say, I saw it in theaters and I gagged out loud audibly. My sister can contend to this. I out loud gagged with Kylo and Rey kissed. I have been since The Force Awakens, I've been anti Kylo Ren, so I'm not gonna have a fun time with this. I'm sitting on a Rey blanket right now.
Hold on. You should be glad, because it's actually you that is in love with Kylo Ren now. I'm going to read it out loud, and I'm going to insert Evie every time they say your name.
Why would you say my name?
It's your name.
But like, wouldn't it? But why my name?
There's a cat meowing outside the door, and I'm horrified. This beanie is on backwards because it does have my school's logo on it.
I will say that this is not a bit that we planned on doing. Hailey has just now told me that she will be saying my name, and I am actually upset about it. Don't dance. This is terrible. This is an audio podcast. Don't dance.
No, will you put in, I love it when you call me Big Papa. Put your hand in the air if you's a true player. We put that there, please.
No, because I don't want to get copyright. I don't want Biggie's estate to sue me.
But Evie, I love it when you call me Big Papa. We're moving on. I'm going to read you some of the tags. Actually, no, I'm not. They're all boring, except enemies to friends to lovers and smut, which is horrifying. This is 12 chapters, by the way. I'm only going to be reading the first one aloud because I don't hate myself and I don't hate all of you, dear listeners.
Okay, wait, can we circle back? So Schmidt is Ben.
Schmidt is Ben, yes.
And then
Kylo is Coach.
Wait, Kylo is Coach?
No, but that's your assignment.
Oh, and then Winston is Matt. I'm going to assume that Kylo is Nick, even though they have literally zero similarities at all. That's what I'm going to say that the fic is doing.
A little bit messy. I'm trying here.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me what the rules actually are.
Oh, no, the roles aren't actually anything. They literally only said that Ben is Schmidt.
Oh, So there's no parallels with anybody else.
None. No, they did not deign. This is literally just self-indulgence.
Okay.
Again,
You
if you guys are interested, this is New Girl by Mooney Daydream on AO3.
You already said that.
Well, I know, I was repeating it. I want to give credit.
All right. Go ahead and read it to us. Hit us with it.
And by us, I mean you. Broke, just out of college, and in dire need of a new apartment. You, Evie, are hopeless. That is, until you come across a Craigslist ad for an empty room in what seems to be the perfect apartment. Great location, clean, affordable, and just what you're looking for. The only catch is that there are 3 roommates. It can't be that bad, right? Which is so funny because literally that summary is everything that the next chapter is, with like no added information. There is nothing else. Like, you could have ended the fic there.
That's really good. Also, 0 similarities to New Girl. Literally, the only similarities are 3 roommates.
Yeah, apartment with 3 roommates. Whatever. This one was the funniest one that I could find. All the rest were just like Jess and Nick making out.
Yeah.
Okay, chapter 1. Great location, spacious, affordable, and 3 guys. Walking up the grimy stairs to your not very nice apartment, you come to your front door and notice a pink piece of paper on the ground. You pick it up and read in bold letters, eviction notice. Oh God, you groan to yourself as you fumble with your keys to open the door. That's a little bit too real.
Wait,
but they never, yeah.
I have a question. Is this set in Los Angeles like the show?
I think it's set in Seattle, which is, again, a choice.
Ooh.
Choices were made.
Star Wars is set in space, and New Girl is set in Los Angeles.
And this is set in Seattle.
Okay.
Eviction notice, a little too real right now. Sorry, guys. Pushing the door open and plopping your bag down, you take the paper into your room and whip out your phone. Dialing Paige's number. I have no idea who the fuck Paige is.
This version
probably. Possibly? I think it's one of the author's friends or something.
Oh, most definitely 100%.
Yeah. Dialing Paige's number as you pace the length of the closet-sized room before sitting on the edge of the squeaky bed.
Hailey, can we replace Paige's name with yours?
Sure, yes. I also want to say onomatopoeias on point here. Hey dude, what's up? Paige asks as she picks up. You sigh.
Nope, go back.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hey dude, what's up? I ask as I pick up. You sigh. You're never gonna believe this. She lets out a little laugh. I don't know. You're always getting yourself into trouble. This can't be anything new, which is like just character building, world building.
Yeah, we
she's
know.
So quirky. She's always getting herself into trouble.
Yeah, our main character knowledge. She lives in an unknown city. Is just out of college. Broke. Always getting into trouble.
Has a closet-sized apartment, which will come into play later.
Oh, really? And then she has a friend whose name is now Hailey.
I'm getting evicted, you say, and take a pause before adding, well, not immediately, but I got a notice today. Wah, wah. Oh no, Evie, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do? You let air out of your nose in a light laugh before joking, you could let me move in with you if you really want to help. Oh my God, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? I gasp. No, I was joking. I'm a big girl, and I can find a new place that I can actually afford. That way, I don't get kicked out. So again, to recap,
I'm never moving in with you.
Man.
All of our plans are gone now because of this fic.
So far, yes, this is an incredibly emotional piece about a woman losing her place of residence calling someone up and getting a free place to live with their best friend and denying it, which is like,
saying no.
no doubt, no
Even
doubt, no doubt.
temporarily. Even temporarily saying no.
Yeah. But you agree with her and say your goodbyes before grabbing your laptop to start the search for a new apartment, praying you'll find something. 4 whole hours. You spent 4 hours searching the web for apartments and found nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zip, nada, zilch. Classic. I mean, how could there not be a single apartment in your price range? That just doesn't make sense. About to give up, you decide to check Craigslist one last time, hoping something new has been posted within the past hour. Which, by the way, I don't know if, dear listeners, you've ever searched for an apartment, but we have. Craigslist is probably the worst, most murdery place to do it.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
That being said, though, as somebody who has Zillow on their phone, that's also a nightmare. I get so many notifications every day.
Zillow. It's aspirational.
I get so many notifications every day. You're like, there's new apartments. I can't get an apartment until May, but thank you, Zillow. Thank you for thinking of me.
As you scroll past all the postings you've already seen, one you haven't seen before catches your eye. Scrolling through pictures of the roomy, clean loft, you scroll down to read the description. A lot of scrollings. Please let this place be in my price range, you whisper to yourself. Reading the description, it says rent is $1,100 a month. Much more affordable than your current place and much nicer looking, which is fucking bullshit. This is what I take the greatest issue with. She's in a closet-sized apartment right now that costs $1,100 a month. Fuck you, Seattle does not have that high of a cost of living.
And go to Seattle real fast.
Do it, yes, please.
Seattle, Washington. Now, the current filters that I have are 2-bedroom, for rent apartment. Let me just go ahead and broaden my price range to any price range. And then we're going to go ahead and do apartments only because that's what she is doing right now. And then nothing else. Whoops, I accidentally pressed reset because I'm
going to go turn the lights on because this place is getting dark.
Okay, I'm looking at studio apartments in Seattle. And while a good majority of them are over $1,000, there are so many that are also under $1,000, especially if you're not in like downtown.
A 1-bedroom, like that's what gets me. A closet-sized 1-bedroom apartment.
This one is $800.
That's so cute.
And it's a studio, which I'm assuming is what she has if it's the size of a closet. This one, $913. If she's paying over $1,010 a month, she has to be living in like downtown Seattle. Like even then, this one's $870.
So fuck you, person who wrote this. We hold you in the highest disdain for these gross inaccuracies, for the gross inaccuracies in the fan fiction you've written to include the reader and three iterations of Adam Driver.
Yeah, when I've written shitty fan fiction, I do my research.
That's me sticking my tongue out.
When I wrote the first chapter of a Marvel fan fiction, I looked up how long it would take to drive from New York City to Washington, D.C. I Googled that. It's not hard.
Yeah, and how old were you when you wrote that?
I was 14.
No excuses. Okay. This isn't a scam, right? There's got to be a catch. But as you continue to read, you don't see anything sketchy. In fact, whoever made this post really knows how to sell things and appeal to people. Classic Kylo Ren. Using words like sun-soaked and beigey. That is straight from New Girl.
That is straight from New Girl.
So I guess actually that was Ben Kenobi.
Ben Kenobi? You mean Ben Solo?
Fuck yeah.
Kenobi.
I wish it was Obi-Wan. I love him. Anyway, as you're about to contact the email linked to the ad, you see a catch. 3 other people live there. You would have 3 roommates if you lived there. It makes sense given the amount of rooms, but only 1 bathroom? You know what? It can't be that bad. They're probably lovely people, and based on the description, you could only assume that there's at least 1 woman living there. Ha ha ha. No, it's just queer-coded Schmidt. Deciding you have no other choice given your current circumstances, in parentheses, i.e. your eviction, in case you forgot, you write down an email saying you would love to see the place. Hitting send, you feel relief wash over you. You set your laptop to the side and lay down. Everything will be okay. You'll get the room and it'll all be okay. Then you fell asleep, excited for tomorrow. So switch into past tense right there.
I applied to one apartment, and that's it. And then I was just like, yep, I'm gonna get this apartment and go to sleep, excited to get the apartment the next day.
Whatever. What I take issue with is the fact that there are 3 roommates that you don't know. When, again, your friend Paige, Hailey, is clearly so willing to let you in.
Yeah.
Girl, you got me fucked up.
You can't call, if it's me, you can't call the character girl. Transphobia.
I was talking about the author who is clearly who clearly identifies as a woman. Girl, probably. I just realized this podcast is probably bullying a lot of children. So I'm sorry. Our only excuse is that we were once children, these exact children.
We were children who read fan fiction, and so we understand. But you just can't. It's okay. It's fan fiction.
You're awoken by the sound of your alarm mixed with car horns and people's voices from the street down below. You turn off the alarm and quickly get out of bed to get food. Shuffling towards the rundown kitchenette, you realize you're low on food, your spelled Y-O-U-R, of course, and settle for an apple. Sitting on your old thrifted couch, you scroll through your email to check if you have any replies from jobs you've applied for. There aren't any emails regarding your current employment status, but there is an email about the loft. You open it, and it reads that they would love to meet you and for you to see the loft. Score! Nothing could bring your mood down right now. Not even your stupid landlord who's evicting you. You cut your mini celebration short and respond by confirming a time and date. After a few more back and forth emails, you've confirmed that you'll go over tomorrow to meet the roommates and check out the loft and hopefully sign a lease. Now, to restart your celebration, you give Hailey a call and tell her your good news.
Hailey, guess what? I immediately got an apartment that very day. Had done little research onto the location and where it is. Just, and I don't have to live with you, which is my nightmare.
OMG, congrats, Evie. I'm happy for you. You wake up before your alarm, something that rarely happens, again, because you are at maximum quirk factor. But given your excitement and the amount of adrenaline pumping through your veins, that sentence didn't make sense.
But I'm just trying to figure out the time jump that we've made.
This is the next day.
From one morning to immediately the next morning.
Immediately the next morning.
Why did we need the second morning? Why did we need the first morning? Why couldn't you have scheduled that meeting for the same day if you weren't going to do anything with the first day?
People be doing shit. I don't know. You wake up before your alarm, something that rarely happens. But given your excitement and the amount of adrenaline pumping through your veins, that's one sentence, and I'm not going to try to understand it. Eager to leave the house, you throw on a pair of striped jeans, a white crop top, and some white sneakers. That outfit goes.
Wait,
Striped jeans.
This was written in 2016?
Mm-hmm. 2016 with the striped jeans. Once again, grabbing a piece of fruit for breakfast, this time an orange, you sit on your couch and grab the book you're currently reading, The Elegance of the Hedgehog. Now, this little tidbit is what made me choose this fan fiction.
Is this a real book?
It is a real book. It's by Muriel Barbary. It's French and it is excellent. However, it is also incredibly edgy. And I just think that fits so well with this. It's not incredibly edgy. It's very existential.
Have you previously read this book?
Yes, I have. I love Muriel Barbary. Elle est française. Qu'est-ce que je peux dire?
Did you read it in French?
No.
Wow.
Désolé.
You know French and you didn't read the book in French?
Whatever. I'm highly impressed at this person mentioning The Elegance of the Hedgehog. I have no idea why. Like, thematically,
I bet
plot-wise.
They Googled, like, quirky books for quirky girls.
I bet they did not. I bet they were trying to read it, and good for them. This endears the author to me.
Okay.
The whole reading thing helped pass time better than you thought it would. Before you knew it, it was 4 p.m. and time for you to head over to the loft.
4
You walk
an interesting time.
From your apartment in Pioneer Square to Belltown, where the loft was. I'm going to need you to look those up.
Yeah, let me pull up Zillow once again. Okay. Lower Queen Anne, West Queen Anne. Okay, I'm going to look. So, Pioneer Square, Seattle, Washington. Okay. To be fair to... Nope, this one's 750. And then, wait, what was the other one? Belltown?
Belltown.
One word?
Mm-hmm.
These are significantly cheaper. This is 850.
Right, cool. It took you half an hour, so you listened to your audiobook on the way. You finally make it to the building and buzz in.
Sorry. I want to show you. This is Pioneer Square, and this is Belltown. They're right there. Not far away from each other.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm done picking out the inconsistencies in this fan fiction because as we've discussed, those are the least of its problems.
It's just not hard to Google how long it would take to walk from one place to another. Go Google Maps.
They almost immediately let you in, and you jump into the elevator, pressing the button for the 4th floor. As the elevator makes its way up, you nervously fidget with your hands. What if they don't like you? What if you don't like them? What if they're old men? What if... You lose your train of thought when the elevator doors open. You exit the elevator and turn to the right, seeing the door that says 4D on it. Approaching the door, you knock 3 times and wait. The door opens and your mind goes blank. Hey, you must be Evie last name from Craigslist. I'm Ben, and I'm Ben. We've been emailing about the open room, says the gorgeous man in front of you. So yes, this is a horny decision. The author thinks Adam Driver is very gorgeous, and so do you because it's your name.
I don't.
Yeah, but you do. I'm reading the proof right here. You just said that the man was gorgeous.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, but you did. Yeah, that's me. Nice to meet you. You abruptly hold your hand in front of him for him to shake, which he does. Opening the door so you can come in, he asks, "So, are you new to Seattle?" No, I'm not. Just trying to find a new apartment. You laugh nervously. I got an eviction notice 2 days ago from my current landlord, so I'm kind of desperate right now, if I'm being honest. I normally wouldn't go through Craigslist to find a place to live. No offense, but that was my last hope this time. I like that they recognized that they would normally go through Craigslist. Good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah, I get that. Our old roommate just moved out to live with his boyfriend, and the three of us can't exactly pay rent. Yes, that is the one reference to Poe Dameron and Finn, whatever.
Aww. Finn
Good
doesn't
for
have a last name.
Nope.
He was a stormtrooper.
FN something or other.
Yeah.
He says as he scratches the back of his neck. Ooh, sexy. Anyways, you can have a seat over here. My brother should be out soon. He lets you know as he leads you to a seat in the living room area.
Brothers?
Just wait. As you gaze around the apartment to take note of the open layout before you're brought out of your daydream by two other people coming into the room. That sentence doesn't make sense either. When you look at them, you can't help but gape. They all have the same face. The blonde one makes his way over to you with an outstretched hand. Hi, I'm Matt. He smiles as you shake his hand. The third brother, with black hair, walks past you and sits down on the couch next to Ben. And that's Kylo, Matt says, nodding back towards his brother, then looks back at you and whispers, sorry about him. He's a little antisocial. You retake a seat in the armchair diagonal to the couch and brothers. And then, I don't know, nothing really happens afterwards. They just introduce each other and YN gets welcomed to the loft. What do you think?
I don't like it.
You made the decision. I don't understand.
There's so many decisions to be made.
This is your name.
Like, why Seattle? Like, why are they triplets? Like, why have all of them? Also, does the character YN, I'm not saying it's sweet because it's not. Does YN sleep with three brothers? Three twins? Three twins is a triplet.
Yeah, or three sets of twins. Oh my god. Every single character that Adam Driver has ever played. You get Marriage Story Adam Driver, Inside Llewyn Davis Adam Driver.
He's Inside Llewyn Davis with also Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, he is.
I did not know that. I don't know any other movies that he's in that's not Star Wars or Marriage Story.
He plays actually a really funny character.
I haven't seen Inside Llewyn Davis, but I've been meaning to.
It's so fucking sad. This
is not the podcast for movies Evie has not watched, because that is a nightmare podcast. There's not a lot that New Girl has to offer comedy-wise.
No.
It's all just porn because people are very horny for the characters.
Yeah. New Girl itself, the show itself, though, has a lot to offer comedy-wise.
It does have a lot to offer. I highly recommend New Girl if you guys haven't seen it, although we did do a little bit of spoilers. And please don't move in with three versions of the same character all played by Adam Driver.
If you have the chance to move in with three Adams Driver,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Move in with your friend Riley/Hailey, who is offering you a place to live when you're getting evicted. What did I say?
Riley?
Sorry.
I mean, I guess.
They're like the same name. Paige and Riley are the same name, prove me wrong.
Anyway, thank you for listening with us this week. Sorry for being late. That is entirely my fault. Despite Evie's best efforts, I'm in the process of moving, not with three iterations of Adam Driver.
Yeah. Of course, you can listen to us here on whichever platform you're using, whether that be our website or YouTube.
YP, your platform.
We are on YouTube, Our Immortal Podcast. I don't remember what it's called. It should be Our Immortal Podcast, Our Immortal Pod, or Cast, or something like that. Just Google it.
Just Google it, bro.
Just Google it. Our website is wishicoulddgetusername.com/our-immortal. And our Twitter is Our Immortal Pod, and Instagram is Our Immortal Cast. And that's all of our social medias. Hailey, if you really want to, you can start a Tumblr for us. But
I haven't. I've been doing a social media detox for quite a while now.
She's
But that's
constantly doing
neither
one except
here
for
nor
Twitter.
there.
She's constantly doing one except for Twitter.
Yeah, because Twitter fucks. I won't apologize. Thank you very much for listening with us this week, and we'll be back.
Wait, there's still more to do.
What?
Our theme song and
Oh, right.
outro are On the Cater Street by the Altogether. They are the Altogether Band on Instagram and Twitter, and on Bandcamp and Spotify, and they're very amazing. Go listen to them. And our personal social medias are Wish I Could Get a Username for me on Instagram, and the same without the vowels on Twitter. Hailey is Gaily Hotto on Twitter, and Gatto with 6 T's on Instagram. And I think that's actually all of it. Hailey's doing a little dance for us. She's doing her little dance.
I didn't have anything to contribute. You had all the outro stuff covered, so I thought I'd just boogie.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
This is well in my wheelhouse. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it so much.
We need a fun thing to say at the end, like all the other podcasts. What can we say at the end? What?
Zillow. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
This week has been sponsored by Zillow and Super Yaki.
We don't deserve a fun outro yet. Yeah. We haven't gotten there yet.
Here we go. I've got a fun outro for us. Don't move in with 3 Adam drivers. Bye.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Save some room at the table for me.